Hello, everyone. It's your boy, Gabe Mendez. Today's February 15th, 2023. We are on module 4 of 5 on going from a brand new agent to a top producer in 5 days. And over the course of this series, we've covered multiple modules on how to build yourself so that you can be a successful agent. And some of these agents have been with us since the beginning, some of them tuning in and out, and that's okay. Everyone has different schedules. That's what the life of a real estate agent is. But I want to go ahead and quiz a couple of people, and we're going to pick someone right now randomly, and let's see if they remember what module was on what day. All right, here we go. Ready? I'm going to pick Natalie first. Natalie Castro. I want you to tell me, what was module 2 about? Day 2 of this training, what was it about?
Oh gosh, finances.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay, but be a little more specific. What about finance?
Well, what type of accounts to have, what type of cards to have, getting in order when it comes to your CPA, and all that good stuff of running a legitimate business. So I hope we're all working on that.
Yep. We talked about which credit cards to open up, how many credit cards you should have, how many business accounts you should have, what type of corporation, who you should be contacting. Day 2 is all about finances, how to track and your expenses and your profit and loss statements. Go back and watch it. Let's pick someone else. Let's pick on, I want to pick on Anita. Anita, tell me what module 1 was about. I do remember seeing your face there. So you let me know what module 1 was about. What was day 1 about? You're muted.
Oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
Okay. Someone on the team want to help her out? What was module 1 while she's thinking about it?
What apps to download, what programs to have on her phone.
Vision, your
business accounts,
your vision statement, mission statement. Yeah, all that
like
stuff.
Yelp, Google,
Need
right,
that
all those.
contact list.
Look at that. Look at the freaking team hopping in and just supporting. I love it. Yeah, Anita, excellent job. Melina, thank you. Janet, thank you. Day 1, module 1 was all about getting started. It was the foundational pieces. It was what apps should you download? What courses should you be looking into? What kind of support and training, what kind of books should you be reading right now, just getting started in the real estate business? It was talking about which contract forms to learn, who's to reach out to. It was all foundation. We talked about vision statement, mission statement. We talked about building your brand, your website, how to come up with the name on Yelp and Google. We talked about all that thing foundational from the foundation level. I love it. All right. Who wants to jump in? Leaders go first. What was module 3 last week? What did we talk about?
Making professional accounts.
Social media.
There we go. Making professional accounts and social media. All last week was everything about social media. Can someone give me some specifics on social media? What exactly did we talk about last week?
What type of content to create?
What type of content?
Content ideas.
Content ideas. What else?
Link your accounts.
Link your accounts. Yep, exactly. There's one more that I'm
Who should we follow?
Oh, Bob, I wasn't even thinking about that one, but yes, we talked about who you should follow, how to prospect on social media. What else do we talk about? There's one more that I'm really looking for.
How to be intentional with our post.
I love the intention behind the posts. Here's the one that I'm looking for.
Engagement.
I love the engagement. This is really good.
Connecting with your audience.
Let's freaking go.
Be
These
top
are
of
all
mind.
so good. You guys make me smile like a kid from Chuck E. Cheese right now. But there's one more. There's really one more important one that I'm not important. It's not more important.
Establishing relationship.
No. Well, that's a good one.
There was commenting, spend 30 minutes commenting on people's posts and having an interaction.
I
Is
love that
it?
one too. That's part of the prospecting of social media we talked
Okay.
about last week.
Okay,
There's
just
one
kidding.
more.
Your connection with your audience.
Here we go. Ready? We talked about advertising.
Marketing yourself.
Oh yeah.
Talked about advertising. We taught all of you guys last week how to advertise yourself when you're first getting started in the business, how much money put into it, who the audience should be, how long that should be. So I love that. Awesome job, team. And for the rest of you guys, there's like 8 of us. If you guys can please turn your cameras on. I know some of you can. If you can't, that's totally okay. But the rest of you, there's some with cameras off. Please turn them on. Let's get you guys engaged. All right. Now let's talk about module 4. Today, now that we're all caught up, module 4 is building the team, what to say, and what to expect. We're going to go fast. We end at 3 o'clock. We start on time. We end on time. So have your writing utensils down. Here we go. So module 4, when you're talking about building a team, I'm going to talk right now. The person that I'm talking to is the brand new agent. I'm talking to the solo agent. I'm talking to the team leader, and I'm talking to the person who's been in the business for 100 years. You started real estate. That's who I'm talking to right now. Who do you need to have on your team? Get ready to write it down, because there are 20, how many letters are in the alphabet? Was it 27, 26? 26, right? 26, yeah, I think so. There are 26 partners, essential partners that you must have in real estate. Ready? Here we go. Write them down. Number 1, person on your team, escrow officer, escrow agent, escrow rep. And again, this is going to change depending on the state that you're in. It might be a title, might be an attorney. But whoever handles the transaction, escrow. Number 2, title agent, title rep, whatever you want to call them. Number 3, a transaction coordinator on the team. Write it down. Number 4, a home warranty agent. Number 5, a home inspector. Number 6, electrician. Number 7, plumber. Number 8, roofer. Number 9, painter. Number 10, HVAC rep or company. HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, air, and air conditioning. The next one, I forgot what number I was on. Pool contractor. Then landscaper. Handyman. General contractor. Termite company. Pest control. Insurance agent. 1031 exchange agent. Solar agent. You can even put security right next to that one. Security agent, but maybe. CPA. Next, financial advisor. Next, estate attorney. Trust attorney. Real estate attorney. So 3 different attorneys. And then your last one. And your last one. Referral agent in each state. These are the people that should be on your team. These are the people that you're going to be relying on to build on, because your job as a real estate professional is not only to find a house, open a door, negotiate contracts. Your job as a real estate professional is to know everyone, or to know almost every answer, and to know where to get the answer. You are the connector of life. Your responsibility is to make sure that your clients are so attached to you that they can't go anywhere else. That when they think of like, oh, what about that? Call Gabe. Oh, honey, I want to do this. Call Gabe. Hey, honey, did you think about that? Call Carolina. You know what? Ask Vianney. She always knows someone to do that. Babe, why haven't you called Natalie yet? I'm sure she has an estate attorney, a trust attorney. Every time you call Natalie for something, she has someone. These are the majority of the category. These are the main categories that you must have someone for at all time. And I see some of you guys be like, I don't even have one, or I have like 7.5, whatever it might be. So guess what? We'll talk about in a second what we got to do. But this is every single person on your team that you must have at all times. And you must have an established, built relationship with them. Before I move on to the next part, because that was a lot that I just gave you on this first part of module 4, on who should be on the team, right? That's what we just covered, who should be on the team. I'm going to move on next to what the expectation is and what you should say to them. Before I move on to that, what questions do we have about who should be on the team? And if I missed someone, which I highly doubt, let me know.
What was number 9?
Let me see. You know what? I don't know why I gave you guys numbers when I had them written down as letters.
Painter.
Painter.
Okay.
I need after landscaper, like 4 of them.
Thank you.
Okay, landscaper, here we go. Handyman. General contractor. Termite company. Pest control company. Do we have any questions, or maybe someone, or maybe even a suggestion on something I might have missed? Okay, I'm going to move on to the next question and the next topic in 3, 2, 1. All right, forever hold your peace. Here we go. Here's now that we know who should be on the team, let me tell you what you need to say to these people, because next you're going to start making outbound efforts to connecting with them. And there's two objectives. There's two objectives that you want when you're connecting with these people. Objective number 1 is that you want to establish a very solid relationship with someone who's reputable, that you can rely on. Someone that's going to service your clients at the highest level. And the second part is that you want this person to be able to contribute to your business financially in the future, because you send them so much business, and you want them to refer you business. And if you're just starting off the relationship, they're not going to contribute financially to your business, and they're probably not going to refer you business right away if you're just starting the relationship. And that's okay, because the burden of the responsibility should be on you. I'll tell you why. Because you're the person knocking on doors. You're the person hosting the open house. You're the person doing the follow-up. You're the guy that's making the calls, or you're the girl that's or lady, man or woman. You're the person who's putting your ego, your pride on the line by following up, getting rejected. And then once you secure the client, you've done the hardest part. Once you've secured the client, you turn around and say, here you go, attorney. Here you go, CPA. Here you go, landscaper. Here you go, pool guy. And you just keep on sending them massive amounts of business. There's no amount of value that you can add to any relationship like putting money in someone's pocket, putting food on their table. That's one of the greatest value, probably the number 1 value you can do in someone's business, is putting money in their pocket, food on their table. And by you sending them all that business, you do. And then what ends up happening is once you do that enough, well, then that's when, hey, I have a client appreciation event coming up. I don't feel like paying for a $1,500 television that we're going to raffle off. Obviously, you wouldn't say it like that. But, we want to have this raffle, or we want to have this client appreciation event. And I expect all of my vendor partners to chip in $1,000. And you have 26 partners that you send a bunch of business to, times $1,000, which is easy for them to say yes to that. That's $26,000 like that. What type of event can you handle? What kind of event can you host for $26,000? You can host a pretty dope one for your client. Okay, let's just go half. Gabe, no one's going to put $1,000 in. Okay, just maybe $500, maybe $500. That's still $13,000. What kind of an event can you have? How much is a taquero? $1,000, $1,500. What about a DJ? $2,000 for like 5 hours to rent out a park, some jumpy houses, get some raffles, some gifts. You'll probably only end up spending like 7 or 8, and then you can raffle off some cash prizes or whatever else you want to do. You'll have money left over for the next event. You guys see how it's starting to work now? How we can start connecting all these dots? Drop it in the chat. Are you guys starting to see that? I know it's kind of early. Some of you guys, let's go. Yes, you guys seem to see, oh, wow, that makes a lot of sense. I add value to the business first, and then eventually I can pull that card and ask them to add value. Yes, thank you, Natalie. All one of you. Yes, 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 love it. Perfect. Okay, let's move on to the next section. Here is what you're going to say. I'm going to give you the script verbatim. And one moment. Give me 1 second, team. All right, team. Thank you. That was my dad. He called me twice and everything's all good. All right. Next thing is what to say. Here's the script verbatim. Hi, then their name. Some of you are like, whoa, that's crazy. I already see some of you guys with your mind blown. You're like, damn. Hi, Gabe. This is Gabe Mendez, and I'm a real estate sales agent. Hi, name. So period. This is your name, and I'm a real estate sales agent. How's it going? Not how are you? How have you been? How's it going? I'm going to pause for a quick second before we continue with the script. For those of you who've been training with me for a while, can you please tell me why we're asking how's it going to someone we just met? And
To
why?
identify personality type.
Boom. Can you say that one more time?
To identify their personality type.
We're sales professionals. When you ask someone how's it going, right off the bat, you're going to be able to identify their personality type by their response. If it's something like, it's good, how can I help you? D personality, red, A type, whatever you want to call it. If they're like, oh my gosh, it's going so good, it's a beautiful sunny day, high I, amiable. Someone who just likes to be the life of the party type thing. You're going to be able to identify their personality type and how to mirror and match them right afterwards. This is why we asked that question. Okay, let's continue with the script. After you ask, how's it going? You are going to say this. You were referred to me and I'm a, here we go, ready? You were referred to me and I am a, or an, depending on what word you choose. I am a newer, or I'm an experienced. So newer or experienced, doesn't matter. Just choose one. Agent looking for a reputable, insert their profession. Sounds like this. I'm going to go back to the top. Hi, Catalina. This is Gabe Mendez. I'm a real estate sales agent. How's it going? They're going to respond. Now I know the personality type and I'm going to mirror and match. You will refer to me and I'm an experienced agent looking for a reputable estate attorney to refer my clients to. Let me stop there for a moment because I want to break that down for you. So we're not going to continue with the script. I'm going to break that down. The reason we begin with you were referred to me is because the moment that anyone hears that they've been referred by somebody, automatically pride, ego, guard, everything comes down. Everything comes down. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask Alondra Molina. Miss Molina, let me ask you a question. You get the transfer pen?
Mm-hmm.
You're working on it? So, Miss Alondra Molina, let me ask you this question. If you're having a bad day, which all of us are allowed to have, you're having a really bad day, you don't feel like talking to anyone, you're not on social media, you're not answering your phone, and you're in a bad mood, just for whatever reason. Just think about one of the bad days you just had recently where you're frustrated, you're upset, whatever, right? And you don't feel like talking to anyone. And every time you get a phone call, it just irritates you so much because you don't feel like talking to anybody. You just want to be alone for whatever reason. And then you answer the phone call, and then someone's like, hi, is this Alondra? You're like, yeah, this is Alondra, how can I help? You're just upset, you're mad because you think it's another sales call or someone you don't want to talk to. And they're like, oh, hi, Alondra, this is Gabe. I was referred to you by your past client and I'm looking to buy a home. Woo! How does that change your state? Can you tell me?
Immediately I turn happy.
Are you defensive, in a bad mood, cranky anymore?
No, I'm intrigued.
Yes, yes. You are now you have your reputation on the line. Now you have your name on the line. Now you can't make the other person look bad anymore. Is everyone seeing this? Let me see some head nods. Are you guys getting that? While we psychologically, while we're wording it the way we're wording it, it's intentional. It's not accidental. So we quickly let them know thank you, Alondra. You were referred to me and I am a newer or an experienced agent looking for a reputable you're going to insert their profession to refer my clients to. Now we're continuing with the script. Here we go. Next line is, are you taking referrals? Next line. If you're at capacity, I understand. So it's going to sound something like this. Hi, Carolina. This is Gabe Mendez. I'm a real estate sales agent. How's it going? You were referred to me, and I'm a newer agent looking for a reputable estate attorney to refer my clients to. Are you taking referrals? If you're at capacity, I understand. Are you taking referrals? If you're at capacity, I understand. It's a quick conversation. Just want to get to the bottom of it. We can talk about the birds and the bees later. Now, listen, some people are going to be at capacity and they're going to tell you, I'm sorry, I'm at capacity. And that's okay. You shouldn't take business if you can't handle the amount of business. It just makes you look bad. It makes the person who refers you look bad because you're going to drop the ball. So if you're at capacity, now here we go. Ready? Listen to this. You can take note on this. If they are at capacity, if they tell you, yes, I'm at capacity, can't take any more referrals, thank them for the time, hang up, call another professional. Repeat the process. 2, if they are not at capacity and they respond, yes, they are accepting referrals, then you can do one of 2 things. Write this down. So they say, yes, I'm accepting referrals. Great. You can A, continue with the conversation, and I'll let you know what the conversation sounds like in a second. Or B, you can ask to schedule a 15-minute call to go over the expectations. So you have a call with a professional. They tell you, yes, I can accept referrals. You're going to do one of 2 things. Either 1, you can continue with the conversation, or 2, schedule a second time to go over the expectations with them. And the way that you're going to determine that is by asking and just feeling out the conversation. If you hear them working in the backyard or they're walking through the hallway and they sound busy, right? I mean, use your judgment call. It's probably not the right time to set new business expectations with a new business partner. It's something you want to do formally. It's a business relationship. But if you hear them quiet in the background and they're not doing anything, but like, hey, is right now a good time for you? Or would you like to schedule a 15-minute call? I'm going to pause there before I move on. What questions do we have?
Do we just Google these professionals?
You can Google the professionals, you can Yelp them, find out the reviews online. And at the same time, I have a list of these professionals that I work with. So I'll send them to you guys. You guys can talk to Monica. She has a list of people that she works with as well. You can talk to your direct upline and find out who they use. And I'm going to send you guys my list of my recommendations on who I use. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? All right. Carolina says, thank you. You're very welcome. Okay. 3, 2, 1, forever hold your peace. Here we go. Moving on. The expectation conversation, whether they tell you, yes, they're available now, or to scheduling a conversation. Here's the conversation you want to have. Verbatim. I'm looking for someone who has the availability to service my client at a high level. I'm looking for someone who has the availability to service my client at a high level. Quick response times, availability, patience. I put etc. You can add whatever you want to add afterwards. But pick 3 that you want to focus on with that contractor or with that person. I chose the ones that are most important to me, Because after you start going down this long laundry list that you just sound like you're nagging, it's too long, whatever it might be. So pick the top couple of expectations that you have for this contractor. I want someone who's available. I don't want my clients being pushed out days and weeks. Number two, I want someone who has quick response times. You guys know how fast-paced this business is, and sometimes we need answers yesterday, right or right. Number three, the availability, service my clients at a high level, and quick response times. I want that customer service. I expect my plumber, my pool contractor, my roofer to be an extension of Gabe. So that when I pass them over to you, they feel like they're talking to Gabe. That's what I expect. Okay, let's continue with the script. Here we go. So I'm gonna start from the top. I'm looking for someone who has the availability to service my client at a high level. Quick response times, availability, patience, etc. I primarily work with this demographic, VA. You can insert your demographic, VA, Hispanic, first-time, first-generation buyers, luxury, coastal properties, investors. Insert your demographic, who you primarily work with. Does that work with you? Here's why. Early in my career, I had a lender once tell me, when I started, I liked him a lot. I'm like, dude, you're awesome. I want to send a lot of my clients to you. Early in my career, and he was like, I just don't deal with people who have low credit scores, low income, down payment assistance. If they have 800 FICO scores, 20% down, I'm the guy. And I can't be mad at him. That's just the demographic he chooses to work with and who he works best with. So then I had to go find someone that does work with low credit score, low income, down payment assistance. That's okay. So you want to make sure that the demographic of persons that you're working with works with them. You don't want to put them in an uncomfortable situation. You don't want to put them in a situation where they feel like they can't tell you no. Let me highlight that for a quick moment. I want everyone to pause for a quick moment and listen to this. As a sales professional, you should always be allowing your client, no, screw the sales professional, as a professional period, as a professional, as an adult, you should have the foresight enough. We collectively as a group should have the foresight enough to allow a person to feel comfortable to say no. If people are avoiding your phone call, text messages, avoiding tough conversations, conflicts with you, it's because you as a leader, because every single one of you on the call are a leader, it's you as a leader haven't created a safe space for them to do it. Do you know how easy it would be for you to have a tough conversation with your spouse, with your client, with a referring partner, if you made it okay for them to tell you no, if you made it okay for them to open up? Most of us haven't made it okay for people to do it. So guess what happens? They don't answer your calls anymore. The lead doesn't reply to your text messages anymore. What does that look like in a real life scenario? Well, for example, sellers and buyers that I constantly follow up with. When I'm checking in with them, one of the first contacts I ever have, I let them know right off the bat, hey, listen, if this is not the right time for you, there's no pressure on my end. You can tell me no at any time, but if you're okay with it, I'd like to check in with you every few weeks or so, every few months, and give you a quick update. Sound good? I make it okay for them to tell me no. Now, you're going to have a lot of sales professionals who tell you that's bad, but majority of that thinking comes from old school tactics. When you would high pressure sales tactics, where you make people feel uncomfortable, force them to make a decision. That's a lot of old ideology that's still lingering around. The new type of person doesn't like to be forced. They don't like pressure. We don't like conflict. So we avoid it at all costs, including you and I. Neither of us like it either. But could you imagine if I was like, yo, Natalie, look, I just want to have a quick conversation with you about EXP. I just want to show you what I'm doing, what I'm been up to, have a conversation with you. If it's for you, cool. If not, that's okay too. And give you that space. You know, Gabe, it's not really for me. Hey, no problem whatsoever. I'll tell you what, I'll check back in with you in about 3 months or so, see how it's going at your current brokerage. And if they've promised, if they've promised and kept their promises, great. But if they haven't, are you open to having a conversation with me then? Yeah, sounds cool. Awesome. Hey, like I said, no pressure on my end. I just want to check in with you. Sound cool? Sounds good. Awesome. Talk to you later. Super chill. And I gave them an okay to tell me no. If it's all right with you, hey, but look, if it's not for you, just let me know it's not. And I'm not the type of guy I'm not a high pressure kind of sales guy. Give them this space to tell you no. I say that to go back to the script. Give your vendor partner, give your agent, give whoever you're talking to the space to tell you no. Make it okay for them to tell you no, because otherwise they're just going to avoid you. And I hope you guys can take that tip and you can guys implement that in your personal relationships, implement that in your professional relationships, implement that in your lead follow-up conversations you're having. Hey, listen, honestly, if it's not for you, it's okay. Just let me know. I'm definitely not the high sales pressure. My job is just to be here to help you out. Sound good? Like, oh, and they can hear it in your voice. Was that helpful? I hope that helped you guys. See some of you guys multitasking here, just trying to read everyone's faces. I see like 2.5 of you nodding heads. I'm just teasing you guys. You guys are doing awesome. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Expectation conversation sounds like this. We talked about that. Hi, I'm looking for someone to do. Okay, I'll start from the top from that on the expectation conversation. I'm looking for someone who has the availability to service my clients at a high level. I want quick response times, availability, patience, etc. You can add more if you'd like. I primarily work with this demographic. Insert your demographic. Does that work with you? If not, that's okay. If they tell you yes, that works, then thank them and begin sending them business. I do want you to add this sentence last. So like you guys are having, so like the conversation is not going to happen perfectly the way I'm giving it to you. I mean, let's be real. It's going to flow back and forth. You're going to have a conversation. It's going to go in multiple different directions. The script is nothing more but a GPS on showing you how to start and how to end. That's all the script is about. But at the very end, I want you to add this last sentence here. Lastly, I'd like to perform. Here you go. Write this down. Here we go. Lastly, I'd like to perform a quality check every month or so to see how things are working out with us. I'll call you to provide you feedback, and you can give me feedback on how we're doing. I want to make sure we're both happy. Sound good? That's the last sentence, and there's one more part to it. You can give me feedback on how we're performing. Sound good? Here's the last statement on that sentence, or that paragraph, I should say, of the last portion of the script. Call them by their name right here. So you're going to say name. I'm hoping to be an agent that you refer business to once I've established a relationship with you. Name. I'm hoping to be an agent that you refer business to once I've established a relationship with you. Sound good? That last portion is so important because now you're setting the expectation that I expect you to send me business. But let me prove, you're basically saying this: put money in my pocket because I'm going to be putting a lot of money in your pocket. But first, let me prove it to you. Let's be real. I mean, how many of us don't like people that just come up to you with your hands up like, hey, give me, give me, give me, give me. How many title reps do we know? How many lender reps do we know? How many escrow reps do we know? How many home inspectors do we know that come up to you first saying, give me, 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 give me all day? By a show of comments down below, how many of you have had more than 3 of these contractors on the list that we just talked about today? 3 of these contractors, 3. More 3 of these contractors come up to you first with the pre-approved buyer or listing. By a show of yeses, just on the chat below. You've had 3 or more of these contractors, brand new, don't know you, with the listing ready to go or with the pre-approved buyer ready to go. With the deal, just here you go. Natalie says 0. Carolina says no. Okay. No, Anita. No, never. Okay. Here we go. Ready? Alondra says no, none. All right. No. Okay. Okay. That's fair. What about this question? Stephanie says 1. Okay. How about you? How many of you have had 2 at least two of these contractors give you a seller or a buyer. At least two of these contractors. We gave you 26 categories. How many of those people out of the 26 categories came up to you with the buyer or seller? Anyone? Don't see anything. Okay, fine. How many of you have had one contractor out of the 26 come up to you with a buyer or a seller ready to go? Someone in the chat, go ahead. Just one contractor gave you a buyer or a seller. Alondra says one. And if you've had one, drop it in the chat. Let's see. Just one so far. Stephanie said one, obviously. Maria says me. My dad is a contractor. He said, that's awesome. Love that. He sent me 3 deals. Your dad better be sending you way more than that. I love it. Okay. I want everyone to recognize something really fast. Do you guys see how minimal that was? Do you see how minimal it was and how a majority of the profession that we're in, everyone says, give me, give me, give me, but very rarely does anyone give. And for the people who did say yes, they received a listing or a buyer from a contractor. Can you just quickly jump on the mic and tell me how that made you feel when they said, hey, I got a buyer, I got a seller ready to go? How did it make you feel? And what did it make you want to do?
Extremely excited. And it also made me want to just service their, their referral even to my best of my ability so they can send over more.
Love it. And it also triggers something else. And it's called the law of reciprocity. It triggers you wanting to give them something, give them customer service, refer them deals, etc. This is why this is so important. So let's go back to the training. I'm hoping to be an agent that you refer your business to once I've established a relationship with you. Sound good? Okay. That's what you say. Before I move on to the third part, which is what to expect in the support, we have 16 minutes left and I will be finished within the 16 minutes. Before I move on to part 3, oh shoot, I got 2 more parts to go. Dang it. Always do this. I don't know how we always end up doing this, guys. All right. Any questions on that?
Can you just repeat the lastly, I like to perform a quality check with you every month. I missed a little bit of it.
Absolutely. Lastly, I'd like to perform a quality check monthly to see how things are working out with us. I'll call you and provide feedback. And you can give me feedback on how we're performing. Sound good? Then question mark.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else before we move on? Anything on the second section of the script? We talked about what to say to these people when building your team. 3, 2, 1, forever hold your peace. All right, we're moving on. Step number 3, when you're building your team. Here we're discussing what to expect in support. What to expect. After this part, I'm going to just go down a quick little rabbit hole. After this part of what to expect from those people, we're going to talk about how to establish your real estate sales team. That's the last thing we're talking about, how to establish your real estate sales team. Here we go. What to expect in support. From your lender, they can go 50-50 with you on all your marketing to help alleviate marketing costs, as well as contribute to all your future events, as long as you follow all compliance rules under RESPA. And depending on what state you're in, it could be that RESPA thing could be something different, but as long as you're within compliance, your lender has the capability of contributing up to 50% of everything that you do, as long as you guys are co-branding and you follow all of the compliance rules in your state. That's where you want to talk to. For example, for us, it's CAR, the California Association of Realtors. For someone else, it might be whatever association or the Department of Real Estate that oversees the jurisdiction for all the laws. Title, write this down quickly. Title can offer water bottles, booties, masks, hand sanitizers, lockbox, drop off, and pickup for all your listings. They can also send you emails with, they can send you a list of numbers, emails, and names in a specific farm area that you want to be in. So this is something title can do. And they have the ability to scrub that list. So the list that they send over to you is high quality. They pay a little more for that feature, but the title rep has the ability to do that. Name, number, email, all the contact information for a farm that you want to be in. That's very important for marketing purposes when you want to retarget and you want to enter them into your CRM. For example, if you have a listing, the title agent can send you a scrub list, must be scrubbed. They can send you a list for owner-occupied properties, absentee owners, and the demographics of the borrowers in the area. So you have a listing and you want to go pick up another listing. Why would you go knock on a door that's tenant occupied? That makes no sense. So your title rep is going to send you the list of everyone who's owner occupied property, or the taxes they file. Hey, this is my primary residence. So now you can hyper focus your attention on those doors only that you're knocking. Well, Gabe, I want to focus on people who are not there. Good. Get that absentee owner list. They're going to scrub it for you and give you the high quality numbers and names of those people. You can also request from your title company to send you the buyer demographic of an area. All my listing presentations, listen carefully, all my listing presentations, I request from my title company, hey, I need the buyer demographics. They're going to give you the age, the median income, median education level, and family size, the average of everyone who's purchased in that area. So for example, they're going to say, hey, the average person is between the ages of this, the average income is this, the average education level is this, the average family size is this. Now you know who to market to and how to customize your marketing. This is why we're so good at what we do here in San Diego. Okay. Natalie asked, what do you mean by scrub? Scrub means it's like filtered. There's an actual term. I can't think of the word, but they filter it. They make sure that the numbers are not incorrect. It's the correct phone numbers, correct email addresses. I don't recall what the name is, but that's the term that I use, is scrubbed. But this is just to ensure that you're not getting fake numbers or false numbers. Next, escrow. Your escrow rep should be able to create net sheets for you and contribute to all your future events financially. Just again, follow all the compliance laws that fall into that. And since we're in different states, we don't have the time to go into each state, but contact whoever the association is to get those details. You can even talk to your broker. Here we go. Next, transaction coordinator. We got like 10 minutes left, so I got to go really fast. Really fast. Here we go. Transaction coordinator. You can expect them to manage all the contracts during escrow with minimal involvement from them to your client. They will not speak to your clients or answer their in-depth contract related questions. Listen carefully. Now, if you hire a TC that does provide these additional services, then you can expect to pay more. We recommend having your TC cover all the paperwork and have them communicate with your client directly and email you updates on your escrows every Tuesday and Friday. I'll explain why later. And you can expect to pay around $600 to $800 for that type of TC. Someone that's going to manage all your contracts and communicate with your client to answer questions. So if they're like, hey, what's the TDS? What's the SPQ? What is this form? How do I fill it out? If you want your TC highly involved, chances are you're paying closer to $800 for that file. But that's okay. Give it away so you can go focus on something else. If you like to be really involved and you want someone who's not that involved and all they do is send and receive contracts and make sure your file's within compliance, you can expect to pay $400 to $500. We recommend what we recommend. Lastly, here's the last part on what to expect for support. From the rest of your vendor partners, you can expect, this is obvious, but I had to put it in here, excellent customer service, communication, referrals, and financial contribution towards future events, AKA sponsorships. So that is a healthy expectation from your partners in the business. So if they're not financially contributing, if they're not referring you business, if they're not giving you excellent customer service, they're not the referral partner for you. If you're not getting any of that, or if you're just getting great customer service and communication and they're there for you every time and they're giving you big hugs, now you know how to open that conversation up with them now. You can sit down with them and say, hey, listen, so I just want to do a quality check. We've been in business now for the last year, the last 2 years, the last 5 years, the last 10 years. And I love everything that you do. but my business is growing now and I'm going to need a little more support. So I'm planning on having client appreciation events. I'm planning on doing giveaways. I'm planning on doing X, Y, and Z marketing. And I'm looking for some financial contribution from my vendor partners for sponsorships. So I just want to make sure that in 2023, I can count on you to help me out with that. That is a normal question to ask your vendor partners if you've been in the business for a while. And if they don't want to contribute to your business, that's okay. It's not a bad thing. You just go find someone else that will. Before I move on to running your sales team, we have 9 minutes left. What questions do we have on section 3, which is what to expect and support? Jennifer says fire. Very welcome. 3, 2, 1, forever hold your peace. All right, here we go. How to establish your real estate sales team. This one's gonna be really fast. I wanna respect everyone's time. How to establish a real estate sales team. Number 1, or letter A, as a new solo agent, the first person you need to have on your immediate team is a transaction coordinator. I'm speaking to a solo agent who's brand new. The first immediate person you need to have is a transaction coordinator on your team. And the second person is a mentor. A mentor. Next. Letter B. Once you are closing 2 to 3 transactions per month, write this down, 1 listing and 2 buyers, or 3 listings, or 2 listings, 1 buyer, but not 3 buyers, then it is your time to hire your first assistant. I'll repeat that one more time. Once you are closing 2 to 3 transactions per month, this can be 1 listing and 2 buyers, 3 listings, 2 listings and 1 buyer, but not 3 buyers, then it is time for you to hire your first assistant. Expect to pay, this is San Diego, California I'm talking about here. You can expect to pay $20 to $30 per hour for an executive assistant. With an assistant, you will be able to handle 1 to 2 more transactions per month. This will place you at 5 deals per month because your assistant's gonna be off picking up a lot of that load on the back end. So a lot of your time is now free. And stop me if you have a question because I'm gonna move on quick to the next one. You can just hop in if you have a question. If you are closing 3 buy sides, remember earlier I told you that doesn't apply to you if you're doing 3 buy sides per month. If you're doing 3 buy sides per month, that scenario did not apply to you. If you are closing 3 buy sides per month, then you need to hire a showing agent who will support you with the administrative work and your buyers. A showing agent. If you are buyer heavy and you're not the other scenarios, you're 3+ buyers per month, you need to hire a showing agent. And you need to be closing 3 buy sides consecutively for a minimum of 3 months. So it's not 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 3. It's 3, 3, 3 consecutively in a month. So if you're closing 3 buy sides consecutively for 3 months in a row, it's time for you to hire a showing assistant because your time is going to be up to here now because those 3 buyers that you're closing per month truly is 4, 5, 6 pre-approved buyers that you're working with. And your time is spent on text messages, scheduling showings all day long. If you're closing 3 buy sides per month, you need to hire a showing agent who will support you with administrative work and your buyers. And I have the forms of what that should look like, expectations and job responsibilities. I can send that to you guys if you request it. You can expect to pay this person $3,000 to $4,000 per month on a base salary. Write this down. With $500 to $1,500 per file bonus. This depends on their experience and how much work they're doing. And a 50-50 split on commissions for any deals that they bring in. They are expected to close 2 deals per month for you, minimum, to maintain their salary. This will allow you to close 2 more deals yourself and place you in a total of 5 deals per month. They're closing 2, You're closing 3. That's 5 deals per month. That's 60 per year. Here we go. Ready? Next portion. One showing agent can close up to 4 transactions per month before quality becomes an issue. This will put them around 8 active buyers at any given time. The minimum 6 active buyers, but 8. So it means if you're just super buyer heavy, you better start giving them to this client fast. But no less than 6 active buyers, it should be hovering around 5 at the minimum, no more than 8. If they have 8 active buyers that they're working with, quality control is going to take a hit. The response times or text messages, the offers, the showings, all of it's going to take a hit. This will put them at 8 active buyers at any given time, leaving you with the responsibility of growing your leads and your listings. Next, letter C. Once you are at 4 deals per month, this is 3 listings and 1 buyer, 2 listings and 2 buyers, then you need to hire an assistant. If you are at 4 buyer sides for yourself and 4 buyer sides for your other showing agent, then you need to hire another showing agent and have them help you with administrative tasks. Let me say that one more time. Only applies to you if you're super buyer heavy. If you have a showing agent and they're maxed out at 4, you're closing 4 buyers on yourself, you need to hire another showing agent. Both those showing agents help you with administrative tasks and your buyers. You don't have an assistant yet. Moving on. Write this down, or you can listen to it applies to you. You can watch this video and replay if you want to. If you're at 8 deals per month and they're all listings, then hire a listing production manager in addition to your assistant. Because remember at the very beginning, we said if you're 3-1, 2-2, you hire the assistant. Once you get to 8 deals per month consecutively for 3 months, you're going to hire a production manager in addition to your assistant. You can expect to pay the production manager $60,000 to $120,000 per year, salary and bonus. Salary and bonus. And I have the structure for all that set up already. Some of you are like, damn, we're talking like big deals here. We're talking like 8, 12, 14 transactions, right? Yeah, your vision should be that big. Your future should be so big that it scares you. You guys have heard that expression before, right? If your future's not big enough and it doesn't scare you, get a bigger vision. This is exactly what we're talking about. We're building champions. We're building winners. I want you to be making so much freaking money that you have to employ, that you're creating your own economy. I want you to have to pay so much money that your taxes at the end of the year are more than your income has ever been before. That's the kind of vision that we're talking about right now. Big vision. We're talking about 8, 16 ton of transactions. Here we go. Next thing we're talking about is this. Once you achieve 15 closings per month consecutively for 3 months, it is time to hire that production manager regardless of buyers and selling at that point. This person is responsible for all your listings and escrows and will work with your current TC. 15 transactions consecutive, doesn't matter if they're buyers and sellers, 15 transactions total, 3 months in a row. It's time for you to hire a production manager. They handle all your listings from the moment you sign it, and they handle all escrows, both all the way until they close and post-closing afterwards. You and the agent step back, or just you step back by yourself at that point. Lastly, you do not want to hire a buyer's agent. You do not want to hire a buyer's agent. Okay, dude, freaking 259. Let's go. Woo! All right, did it. What questions do we have about section 4, about establishing the sales team? I know we got a few of them. Or maybe I did such a great job explaining everything. It's like there's no questions. That's okay too.
When would you implement the team?
So you implement the team once you start closing 2 to 3 transactions per month.
Like your own team, like the Gabe Mendez team.
Once you, yeah, exactly. So once you're closing 2 to 3 transactions per month is when you want to start building your own team up. That's going to be letter B, the second thing that we talked about on the how to establish your real estate sales team. So if you guys want, go back, rewatch it, and you'll know exactly when to start building the team and at what point who you hire, but what it needs to look like, the ratios, because you're not going to hire a production manager or an assistant if you're doing 4 buy sides per month. That makes no sense. You need a showing assistant to free up your time. Good question. What else? What other questions do we have? That's a really good question.
What kind of questions do you ask when you're looking for a lender that kind of fits your client's, I guess, personality, or what do you look for to find the right lender and get them together?
Absolutely. So I need to make sure they're, well, number one, I need to make sure they're available to take the business. I want to make sure that they have they work with my demographic. So, hey, lender, do you work with down payment assistance, first time home buyers? Or do you work with only clients that are 20% A grade, A paper clients? So I want their availability. I want to know the demographic of clients they specialize with, because if their focus is everything, their focus is nothing. I want to know what's your main thing. And yeah, of course, you're a real estate sales agent. You can sell commercial, you can sell land, you can sell agriculture, you can sell downtown living, you can sell suburbs, you can sell city and all of it. Can't we? Right? Yes or yes. Can we do that as sales agents? Yes or yes. But isn't selling commercial and selling agriculture and selling land way different than selling a downtown high-rise condo? Isn't it? Absolutely. Everyone's has to be like, yep, it's way different, completely different. Which is why I say one lender needs to specialize on something, be familiar with everything. So I want to know they have availability, if they work with what type of demographic specifically. And those are really my two main things that I'm looking for right there. Are you available to communicate? If I call you and text you, do you work 7 days a week? And the demographic of client, do you work with my demographic? Like, yeah, I do. Great. Let's start the relationship and see how it works. Those are the main things that I'm looking for in a lender. Availability, communication. The other stuff is obvious. Customer experience, customer service, that's all obvious. Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. What other questions do we have before we wrap up? Any question? Go ahead. We're going to give you guys some homework right after this. All right, 3, 2, 1, forever hold your peace. Here we go. Write the homework down. Here we go. Ready? By next week, our final course, our final class, by next week, all of us on this call are expected to fill up our team roster. So that first, not your immediate, not your sales team, just your team, not your sales team, just your team. You're going to fill up your team roster, make the call, and set the expectations. Once you've got a partner to commit to you, you're going to have them fill out the all about you form, and you're going to add them to your CRM. You need to know your partners as well as they know themselves, and as well as you know your clients. You're a relationship master builder. This is what we're responsible to do. So when it's your lender's birthday, you should be one of the first people texting them. When it's your title person's birthday, when it's your pool guy's birthday, when it's your landscaper's birthday, it's your responsibility to be reaching out. Because guess what? When you love on your people and you take care of them at a very high level, they will make you a priority. They will take care of you. Okay. Next week, module number 5, we are going to be covering SOPs and sales. SOPs and sales. That's the final one. Standard operating procedures and sales. Who are we talking to? How are we getting them? Where's the business coming from? Because guess what? If I talked to you first on day 1 about how to get the business, all of you would have been like, well, what do I do next? Do you guys see why we did day 1 foundation pieces? Day 2, how to manage your finances. Day 3, setting up your social media. Day 4, today, we set up your entire team. I want to make sure before you go hit the field and before you go start making money and contacts, you have this entire back end of your business already built out. Are you guys seeing how it all connects? You guys like, oh crap, like, yeah, we're ready to go. And next week, we're going to go heavy into sales. We're going to be talking about sphere of influence. We're going to be talking about door knocking, hosting open houses, scripts that you should be having, conversations you should be having with people, how to convert them, how to close them. All of that is going to happen next week. 2-part series. It's going to be SOPs, standard operating procedures. That's a very small segment, and the rest of it is all sales. And then, woo! Let's go kill it this year. All right, team. You guys have a healthy, happy, productive day. It was good seeing you guys. Wait. Before you guys leave, phones out. Let's go. Phones out. Everybody, phones out. Let's go. Phones out. Here we go. Me, including me too. Me too. Catherine says, great information. Alondra says, amazing. I love it. Here we go, team. Let's take a photo. Ready? We have everyone right here. Here we go. Phones out. Screenshots, everybody. Screenshots. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, and let me get my face in there. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Awesome. Post it Tag everyone. Let's all share it. We are one big team helping each other out. I'm so proud of you guys. Our group is almost at 100 people, which is crazy. Go be successful. If you have any questions, send me a text or DM. We'll see you guys on the next one. I gotta go. Peace.